to District 33 State Representative Veronica Sims for her service on County Council.
Good evening, Representative. Sorry, it took me a minute to say that because we're used to calling you Councilwoman. It's not often that we get to recognize a member of our own body as they continue to serve our community in a different way and rise on to a new position that I know you're going to do amazing in. So in honor of your service as president and as a member of this body, we wanted to recognize you with a commendation. So I'm going to read this and share some words about our my wonderful new state representative, Veronica Sims. Whereas, as a member of Summit County Council since 2020, Veronica Sims has provided strong advocacy, leadership, and vision while faithfully serving her constituents and working cooperatively with her colleagues to enhance the quality of life for all residents of Summit County. And whereas Councilwoman Sims is known throughout the County of Summit for her dedication to transforming and empowering others with the tools needed to effect change, her community advocacy, integrity, and dedication to public service and representing the residents of District 5 in the city of Akron, Fairlawn, Bath, and Copley Township have been appreciated. And whereas throughout her term on County Council, Councilwoman Sims has provided leadership to the Council's Planning and Economic Development Committee, Public Safety, Health and Human Services, and Finance Committees. She has introduced legislation declaring racism as a public health crisis, supported the earmarking of resources to support struggling small businesses, assist struggling families with rent, mortgage and utility assistance, and co-sponsored legislation to make Juneteenth a paid holiday. She has also co-chaired the Racism as a Public Health Crisis Special Review Committee to examine how to best promote racial equity in Summit County and co-sponsored legislation creating the voluntary Summit County gun buyback and safety initiative. For the past 4 years, Councilwoman Sims has chaired the Let's Move Summit County Health and Wellness Initiative, hosting annual bike and hike events with several community partners at the Summit Lake Towpath Trail. And whereas Councilwoman Sims is the first elected official in Summit County to have served on the Akron Public School Board, the Akron City Council, and Summit County Council, in 2022, she was elected to serve as Vice President of County Council, and in 2023 and 2024 as President of Council, the first African-American female member to ever hold those leadership positions. Prior to serving on council, Councilwoman Sims held a variety of leadership positions as the director and management levels for the Ohio Legislative Black Caucus, Community Action Akron Summit, and Summit County Developmental Disabilities Board. Councilwoman Sims currently leads the community outreach and partnership effort at Stewart and Calhoun Funeral Home and Cremation Services. Her legislative, community and advocacy work has been recognized with several local, state, and regional awards, including the Liam Murray Local Food Hero Award from the Summit Food Coalition for her longtime passion and advocacy for just, sustainable, and vibrant local food systems for all, particularly in underserved communities. And whereas on Wednesday, February 7th, 2024, Councilwoman Sims resigned her seat on council to serve as the state representative for the 33rd District in the state of Ohio. Veronica Sims has earned the utmost admiration and respect from her colleagues on council through her professionalism and dedication to her family, friends, colleagues, and community. Her commitment has been genuinely appreciated. Now, therefore, be it known by all and declared by the Council of the County of Summit, State of Ohio, that this council commends Councilwoman Sims on her service with Summit County Council, and although we will miss her as a council member, we are proud of her accomplishments and wish her all the best as she continues to represent this community at the state level. We urge all to join in honoring Councilwoman Sims on this 12th day of February in the year 2024.
You want to say a few final words, ma'am?
Thank you. It almost makes me want to cry, but I won't. I know I've said it before. It's just been an incredible opportunity to not only just serve the citizens of Summit County, but especially the citizens of District 5. It has been the utmost honor to serve alongside so many incredible leaders that really love our community. They're difficult to work with sometimes. It's okay. And to have the privilege to serve with so many women on this council, I know that's worth an applaud right there. Not that I don't love my men friends, I do. And to work with an executive like the Honorable Eileen Shapiro and her staff is just, it's just been amazing. I know that many of these relationships I'll continue with as I head down to Columbus, but I can say serving on Summit County Council has been, oh, look at my friends, they're all late. I didn't even know they were coming though. Has been just a tremendous opportunity. There is so much work to be done, not only as in Summit County, but certainly in the state of Ohio. I go to Columbus with a great deal of hope because I believe change is still possible, even in the most difficult situations. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. We have such an incredible staff, the prosecutor's office. John Galansky, you're the best. But we all know we don't serve by ourselves. We serve with our families. And so although my family is not here, I'm so grateful to my husband, Quentin, and to our daughter, Kyra, who have been my rock, who's been the fortification. Oh, and of course, Edna, who has been just a rock to me, who have supported me on this journey. You know, this is the first time since being an elected official that I haven't had my parents. But as I said on Wednesday, I know they're in that robust cloud of witnesses just cheering me on. I'm so grateful to James and Elaine and to Theodore and to my brother Jimmy for being great cheerleaders. I leave you all just saying thank you and keep up the good fight. The citizens of Summit County deserves our very best every day, all day, 365 and 366 in leap year. So thank you so much, and I appreciate just this honor. Would you like to join us, Miss Pretty Lady? Hey, all of y'all stand up and go like this.
You're in the middle.
I'm going to do it.
Stand
I'm
up.
right behind you.
Stand up. One more. I only have one question for you. You gonna take your flowers with you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Look for the girl on the line with the flowers.
Thank you, Councilmember Elizabeth Walters, and thank you, Representative Veronica Sims. We have 7 motions tonight. M0192024, with the Child Fatality Review Board, we have Dr. David James with us tonight. Would you like to come up, sir? Welcome.
Good evening, members of council. My name is David James. I'm currently Executive Director of Summit Education Initiative, and prior to that, I was Superintendent of Akron Public Schools for, 13 years. So appreciate the opportunity. It is a serious issue when there is a child fatality in our community. I've lived through those as superintendent, dealing with multiple students of the district who passed away, and that's unfortunate. But I think I'll bring that experience, to the review board and really paying close attention to the, well-being of kids throughout our whole community. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
There are 5 first reading passage requests. Tonight, 2024035. Brian Nelson will address council.
So this is I think as most of you know, Energy Harbor has been the electric supplier as part of the city's aggregation, or the county, excuse me, aggregation program for a number of years, essentially since their forming. Prior to that, it was First Energy. Our current contract ends, or the current rate cycle ends in May. So in order to get ahead of that, the consulting group that advises us on this feels that there's a good rate right now and we should get this locked in. So, but they also deem that we should just do it on a 1-year increment. Historically, we've done it on longer increments. So we're asking for permission to extend the current agreement with Energy Harbor for a year so that we can strike the price. And we put in approximately what the price is. This was good as of Friday, but by tomorrow, you know how the markets are, it'll change more than likely.
Questions from council?
Thank you, Madam President.
Yeah.
So that looks like a lower price than it was last time. Am I right?
I think it's actually a little bit higher. We have remained below market just because of the fact that we locked in several years ago. Then when prices took off, we've been, I'm thinking, and don't quote me, we were at like 564 or somewhere in that neighborhood. So this is a little bit of an increase, but it's still in today's market a pretty good rate.
Well, thank you for everyone who worked on that. I know in New Franklin, what we would have had was 4 times that amount without Energy Harbor. So that was,
Yeah.
at least our particular electric bill. So thanks.
Any further? Thank you, Brian.
Sure.
Next, we have 2024036. We have Lisa with with Summit DD with us tonight.
Good evening, Lisa Kamenowski with Summit DD. I'm here tonight to talk about DD Awareness Month, which officially began nationally in 1987 under President Reagan with proclamation. And as you all know, locally we celebrate the whole month of March with various educational opportunities, events, and promotions to recognize that our community is stronger when we include people of all abilities. So just a couple of things that we have going on in March this year. Our partners, again, at the Akron Zoo are generously offering free admission to the zoo for visitors who wear orange, which someone decided is the color of inclusion. March 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, our staff will also be on site at that time to offer free developmental screenings for families. Just really helps to take the guesswork out of knowing whether or not your child is meeting their developmental milestones. We also host an appreciation breakfast every year. This year that will be on March 28th at Quaker Station. This breakfast helps to show our gratitude and appreciation to our provider partners, the direct support professionals who work for them and who are providing services every day to individuals in our community living with disabilities. And then new this year, we have teamed up with Summit Art Space to host an inclusive art walk event, and that is Friday, March 8th, with a special Vision of Empowerment exhibition that features artwork by artists and clients of our agency. I just want to say thank you so much to County Council, every one of you, Executive Shapiro and your staff, how much Summit DD appreciates your intentional support of our organization. You've always been supportive of us, and we appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Committee as a whole, yes. Next is 2024037. We have Executive Shapiro will address council tonight.
I am. Women's history? Yes. Okay, I got it. I didn't know you had put me on the agenda. I was just going to come down and talk. This is Women's History Month, and I couldn't help while I was counting heads while I was sitting back there, because I think when I came on council, there was only one other woman on council at the time. Okay, and It's about equality, and it's about giving everybody a chance. Obviously, this is focused on women, but about giving everybody the chance to be the best individual that they can be, to follow their passion, to follow their willingness to be a part of the fabric of this country, to make a difference, and voices need to be heard. And I think I'm going to guess women were more than 50% of the population. I'm just saying, I could be wrong about that. But at the end of the day, if you look back and you look at the women that have gone before us, that were trailblazers to get us to where we are today. You all know we're going to recognize Sojourner Truth in the spring, in May, I think, is the date. So many went before with struggles that, we think we have struggles today. Just think about what history has brought, and those folks and those women that even in our government here locally, how they earned the right to be equal at the table. And I know I speak for all of you when we just want this to be the best participative county in all of Ohio, and I'll go all of the nation as far as I'm concerned, to make this a better place to live, and we want everybody to participate and be counted. And one of the ways to do that is to go out and vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm just telling you, get out and vote. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they asked me a question, and I said, I can't answer the question. Just think about who you're voting for and make the best choices that you can make, okay? And women fought to get that right in this country, fought hard and long, and especially the women. I'm letting the guys out. I love you all. But at the end of the day, everybody has to show up and have their voice heard. So thank you for supporting this. I think it's important to everybody. You, DD, that you've heard before us, very important to our organization. I'm just incredibly proud of all of the people in our community. By the way, our 3 levy agencies are also run by women. Bye.
Thank you, Executive Shapiro. Yeah, committee as a whole. Next is 2024-038. We have Sarah with Finance.
Good evening, Council. Sarah Butchie-Gross, Executive's Office, Department of Finance and Budget. On appropriations tonight, we have, we're just accounting for the interest earned on our ARPA dollars is the first thing. The next thing is net zero. We're just moving the transcript budgets so that we can keep those indigent defense fees completely separate. The next 1, 2, 3, 4 items are grants, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from council?
Thank you.
No, thank you. Next is 2024-039. Council Member McKenney will address council.
Thank you. You remember recently our Veteran Service Commission Director Larry Moore was here, and that was our discussion here brought about this legislation. It is to support the prevention of unaccredited consulting groups from defrauding veterans. We know there are predatory companies that lure in veterans with their relentless ads, making promises to increase their veterans' disability fees to increase their veterans' disability ratings, and charging outrageous fees for veterans to gain access to their benefits. Mr. Moore gave an example of Patriots Angels that defrauded some of our Summit County veterans out of their earned benefits. Our resolution today is in support of the GUARD VA Benefits Act, a bipartisan federal bill which would reinstate criminal penalties for those who charge veterans unauthorized fees pertaining to their benefits claims. Our passage of this legislation allows Mr. Moore to take our resolution with him to Washington, D.C. soon to help him press for the passage of the GUARD VA Benefits Act so that veterans may no longer have their earned benefits stolen from them.
Thank you, Council Member. Yes, Council as a whole. There are 16 first readings. There's no late filings. We have routine legislation found on pages 7 through 10. There are no There are 0 second readings, there are 0 third readings. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember John Donofrio, following a moment of silence, please. Roll call.
Mr. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Hyam?
Here.
Ms. Hyam, excuse me. My apologies. Mr. Donofrio? Here. Mr. DeVitis? Ms. Dickinson?
Here.
Mr. Wilhite?
Here.
Ms. Darrow?
Here.
Ms. Rogers? Here. Ms. McKinney?
Here.
Ms. Walters?
May I have a motion to approve the minutes, January 29, 2024?
So moved, Madam President.
I have a motion to approve the minutes for January 24, 2024. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motions for council. M016-2024, a motion of council confirming the appointment of Anthony Gomez as alternate to Clerk of Courts Tavia Golansky to the Criminal Justice Advisory Board.
I move for approval, Madam President.
I have a motion on M016-2024. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
M017-2024, a motion of council confirming the appointments of Anthony Gomez as first alternate and Latoya Jones as second alternate to Clerk of Courts Tavia Golansky to the County Information Technology Board.
I have a motion on M017-2024. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
M018-2024, a motion of council confirming the appointments of Anthony Gomez as first alternate and Latoya Jones as second alternate to Clerk of Courts Tavia Golansky to the Records Commission.
I have a motion on M018-2024. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
M019-2024, a motion of council confirming the appointment of Dr. David James replacing Tamika Rose to the Child Fatality Review Board.
I have a motion on M019-2024. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
M021-2024, a motion of council confirming the appointment of Ms. Rita Darrell as Summit County Council President for the remainder of calendar year 2024.
I have a motion on M021-2024. May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Schmidt.
Darrow.
Ms. Hyam. Mr. Donofrio. Mr. DeVitis. Ms. Dickinson. Mr. Wilhite. Ms. Darrow.
Darrell?
Ms. Rogers. Ms. McKinney.
Darrow.
Ms. Walters.
Motion carries.
M022-2024, a motion of council confirming the appointment of Ms. Erin Dickinson as Summit County Council Vice President for the remainder of calendar year 2024.
So moved.
I have a motion on M022-2024. May I have a roll call from council?
Mr. Smith,
Dickinson.
Ms. Hyam, Mr. Donofrio, Mr. DeVitis, Ms. Dickinson, Mr. Wilhite, Ms. Darrow,
Dickinson?
Ms. Rogers, Ms. McKinney,
Dickinson.
Ms. Walters.
Motion carries.
First readings, 2024-035, a resolution authorizing the executive to execute the Eighth Amendment to the Master Services Agreement with Energy Harbor Corporation to supply electricity for the county's opt-out electricity aggregation program pursuant to the Master Services Agreement for a one-year term from 5/1/24 until 4/30/25 at an estimated fixed price of .0603 kilowatts an hour for the executive emergency.
Move to suspend the rules and adopt 2024
You're good.
Sorry. Move to suspend the rules and adopt 2024-035.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2024-035. On the suspension, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
2024-036, a resolution declaring the month of March 2024 as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month in Summit County, recognizing people with developmental disabilities for their contributions to our community and their perseverance in breaking down barriers for the executive emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend and adopt 2024-036.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2024-036. On the suspension, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption,
Aye.
any opposed? Motion carries.
2024-037, a resolution declaring the month of March 2024 as Women's History Month in Summit County, recognizing the women of America, the achievements they have made, and the struggles they have faced and continue to face today for the executive emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt 2024-037.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2024-037. On the suspension, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
2024-038, a resolution appropriating funds in order to meet projected expenditures for the balance of 2024 as set forth in Exhibit A for the Executive's Department of Finance and Budget emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt 2024-038.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2024-038. On the suspension, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
2024-039, a resolution supporting the bipartisan federal legislation, House Resolution 1139 and Senate Bill 740, together referred to as the Governing Unaccredited Representatives Defrauding GUARD VA Benefits Act, which aimed to protect veterans from financial exploitation by reinstating criminal penalties for unaccredited claims representatives who charge unauthorized fees for purporting to assist veterans with filing a claim for Department of Veterans Affairs, VA, disability compensation benefits for County Council emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt 2024-039.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2024-039. On the suspension, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
2024-040, a resolution approving the salary adjustment for classified non-bargaining employees Dwayne Hawk and Timothy Bowley for the engineer emergency. 2024-041, a resolution approving the salary adjustments for classified non-bargaining employees Lisa Horba and James Schlegel based upon job performance, increased responsibilities in their job duties, and pay equity for the sheriff emergency. 2024-042, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of Change Order Number 2, a professional service contract with Jones and Henry Engineers Limited for engineering design services for Project Q960, Pump Station Number 30, replacement located in the City of Greene and Council District 8 in an amount not to exceed $55,000 for a cumulative increase of 33.2% for a total not to exceed $461,250 for the Executive's Department of Sanitary and Sewer Services emergency. 2024-043, a resolution authorizing the executive to execute a grant agreement with the Summit Soil and Water Conservation District in the amount of $219,000 for services to the Surface Water Management District and pursuant to the county's MS4 permit for the executive emergency. 2024-044, a resolution approving the Downtown Akron Special Improvements District's plan of services and authorizing the executive to execute a petition to approve the plan of services for the Executive's Department of Law and Risk Management Emergency. 2024-045, a resolution authorizing the executive to execute a lease renewal with the City of Akron for the lease of 32 parking spaces on the upper level B1 of the Harold K. Stubbs Justice Center parking garage located at 217 South High Street, Akron, Ohio, in Council District 4 for a 5-year term from 2/29/24 to 2/28/29 for $28,800 annually for a total amount not to exceed $144,000 for the length of the agreement for the Summit County Court of Common Pleas judges and various county elected officials emergency. 2024-046, a resolution confirming the award of the Board of Control of a construction contract with Western Specialty Contractors for the Summit County Parking Deck Improvement Project located in the City of Akron in Council District 4 for an amount not to exceed $2,112,414 for the Executive's Department of Administrative Services Physical Plants Emergency. 2024-047, an ordinance amending Part 13 of the codified ordinances of the County of Summit entitled Building Code to update the building code for the County of Summit for the Executive's Department of Sewer Sanitary Services Division of Building Standards Emergency. 2024-048, a resolution authorizing the executive's participation in an electronic poll book memorandum of understanding with the Ohio Secretary of State concerning the use of the funding provided by the state operating budget for reimbursement of electronic poll book equipment for the executive and the Board of Elections emergency. 2024-049, a resolution confirming the award of the Board of Control of a purchase contract with AT&T and as a best practical source to provide local Centrex telephone and long-distance services for a 1-year term from 1/1/24 through 12/31/24 and in an amount not to exceed $168,000 for the Office of Information Technology Emergency. 2024-050, a resolution authorizing the executive to execute grant agreements with various Summit County nonprofit organizations and state-mandated entities in a total amount not to exceed $906,900 for the year 2024 as set forth in Exhibit A for the Executive's Department of Finance and Budget emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt the routine legislation found on pages 7 through 10.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt routine legislation found on pages 7 through 10. On the suspension, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. And there is no further business before council. Meeting adjourned.